Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters this Saturday night. Out doing a paranormal event this evening. Tonight we're over in Rotherham, a place called Kimble Park. We're at the place called Bragdett Park, or as you're from Rotherham, people call it Braggy Park, which is top end of Kimble Park. Anyway, we come down here tonight because we've come into the woods behind Bragdett Park, because Bragdett Park has got some mystery with regards to a murder that took place here in the early 1900s. I'll tell you, we'll tell you a bit more about the information. Dan will tell you about the information. She does all the information about where we go to, there, the history and that. So I'm just taking a quick walk here and just letting you know where we are this evening. So this is where we come to Bragdett Park. This is my first time I've come into the wooded side of Bragdett Park. I usually go across the road at what is called the Three Corner Woods, which is part of Scold's Woods, just off Studmore Road. So I usually go into that side, into the Three Corner Woods. Now there's a bit of a conflicting story with regards to the location where we are tonight, because some people have said that this murder took place behind Bragdett Park, which is between Bragdett Park and the Hunger Hill Road at Kimble Park. My batteries aren't too good this evening, so we're coming to this side tonight to do the investigation. I've not been in the other side for over a year now, so we'll see what we can get from this part of the location. So anyway, I can tell you a little bit what that I know. I have read about it a couple of times, but my memory is absolutely shocking. So Diane's going to read it out to you in a short while of where we are, and also what occurred here in the early 1900s with regards to a murder. So we've looked on the map at the exact location where they believe that the murder took place, and we're based there right now. So we'll go back over there. There's green lights up in the sky, in the trees here, because one of our members, Gareth, is using a laser pen and shining around the woods to see if we can pick up any activity. So there you go, everybody. So let's take a walk back. You should see everybody here with the lights on down there. So there you go. It's pretty warm tonight. I'm dressed up like it's winter because the weather is changing now, and it's getting more colder at night. And I brought 3 jackets with me, and wearing a thermal jumper, wearing a hat as well, thermal hat. And I'm cooking already, so maybe I didn't need all this stuff with me. I had to take some stuff off. So we got Gareth over there filming. And also a couple of members up there as well. We got Diane and Marianne over this way. Do you want to say hello?
Hello. Hello everyone.
So we got, what was that?
I don't know. I will tell you something what's just happened, right?
Something just banged on the table, or something just dropped on the table.
Nothing's dropped, doesn't it?
Did you hear it?
Well, that would have been
So what could it have been? Oh, maybe, what tree is it? Maybe, if it were a branch, it would be still on there, or a twig, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but just,
Unless is it an acorn tree? No.
I'll just.
More like stone or something.
I thought it
Yeah,
was sound
sounded like
stone.
somebody, I thought somebody tapped on the table.
I will just. I will just tell you something what happened. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's probably not. It just coincidence, but it was like what? We decided we'll sit down and we'll do like a bit of a little group seance thing. And we just did that for a few minutes, didn't we? And then I said, oh, I'll get a camera out. So I started filming it. Just to sort of like read what we'd just done. Wind whipped up.
Yeah, no.
And it got really
It just
cold.
got really cold. Wind just whipped up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It's not now.
we're going to have no REM pods left.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That REM pod, don't we?
No, just
Yeah, I probably put it on that tree stump there.
On here.
Yeah, out of where.
It was peculiar, Martin, because it's stopped now.
Yeah.
And it was just as we were doing that, and just as I said, okay, I'll film, and then we just like repeated what we'd said, you know, about where equipment were and things like that.
Mhm.
So we got a bit, and then Karen saw a bit of misty stuff, looked a bit weird up there.
Mm.
So Karen and Jackie's gone investigating up that way.
Mhm.
Everybody else has gone. There's a group gone that way and a group gone that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to get your bump out then and read it to everybody?
Yeah, I can.
If you want to, should we go over there?
Yeah, we'll be right here, won't we?
No, because in case somebody comes back and starts talking.
There's a few, oh well, okay.
So if you want to take a chair with you, do
I've already picked up It's a Murder and
you want to take a chair with you?
2 girls.
I'll be alright.
Right. So if we go down here,
Okay.
and then if you want to sit down on something, like a log, because I don't want to. You've not gave it away what's here, have you?
There's a couple already know.
Right.
Marianne, she's picked some up.
Right. Okay.
But she doesn't know particulars.
Right.
But
Okay.
Karen didn't want to know. So she
Right. Do you want to sit on here, Diane? On that tree stump, if you want, and then I'll.
one of these cleaner.
Is it?
Yeah, that one's a bit.
It's moss. You're in the woods.
Yeah, well.
You're supposed to be getting dirty.
Yeah, well.
Dirty, dirty. Dirty, dirty.
This one's better.
Right, so I told everybody we're in Bragdon Park. And I did mention to him that there has been reports of a murder that happened here.
Right, okay. So, well, the Bradgate Park initially was a farm. So, and let me find out where
Let me sit on the
the name
floor.
of the farm was called.
Was it
So,
Sykes Farm?
Addy.
Addy, yeah.
Abdi. William Abdi, so there were a farm called Abdi Farm.
Yep.
Right, so that's what this area would have been, plus the woods and everything.
Mhm.
So this was before there were all the houses and everything.
Yeah.
So we're going right back now to November 15th, 1912. Amy Collinson, in brackets Nicholson,
Yep.
she was aged 10, and her cousin Francis Nicholson, aged 7. They'd been rehearsing a Christmas nativity presentation at the chapel in Kimberworth.
Yep.
So as they finished that, the two of them started to walk home. There was with a few friends initially, and then obviously one by one they've gone home, so it left the 2 girls.
Yeah.
And it was after 8 p.m, so, and it was dark obviously because it's in November, so it's really dark. And Doris Stainrod was the last one. She said goodbye to them in the vicinity of the Sir Colin Campbell public house,
Yeah.
which is called the Colin. Right, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's just that road. That's next to school, or Winter Hill School.
Yeah, so that's where the last person to see them.
Yep.
So then they've got to go to the next leg of the journey, which took them down the road to the rear of the pub now called Farmview Road. Where's the
View
pub?
Road.
So it's meeting with Grange View Road
Right.
at the junction of Upper Waitley Road,
Yeah.
which is that way.
Yep.
Right. So we're like behind that.
So it's
yeah.
it's a crossroad actually. You go onto the main road, it's crossroad. It's
So
the
you're
new
coming-
houses.
Yeah, you're
that built.
coming from that way, where the new houses and everything are, and you're coming towards this where we are now. So it cuts through Barker's Park, which is where we are now.
Yeah, we're in Barker's Park, not Bragdon Park. Why does it say Bragdon Park? That's down the road.
We're in Barker's Park.
Sorry
So
about that, everybody. We're in Barker's Park.
So it was Abdi's farm, and the tenant was William Abdi. And it belonged to the Wentworth estate and the Earl of Fitzwilliam. Now, Amy's foster father, I don't know why she was in foster care, but that's people coming back. So it said about the tenant, William Abdi, was spotted at Kimberworth Park belonging to the Wentworth estate and the Earl of Fitzwilliam, and was led to Amy foster father. It stood on the site of what is now Redscope School,
Yep.
and its land covered Barker's Park from the far as Oaks Lane up to where the Domino Public House
Yep.
is. So Amy Nicholson was being raised by her aunt and uncle, the Collinsons, whom she called mother and father. Her real mother was an unmarried sister of both her foster mother and Francis's father, Isaac Nicholson Francis. Francis, her cousin, lived further towards Skulls Village in the end cottage on a row at the side of the local landmark Keppel's Common, which was a folly built on the Wentworth estate.
I wonder, I know a person that lived at Meadowbank. I used to work with him. He was called Ken Nicholson, and his family grew up round Kimber Park area. I wonder if it could be any relation.
Possibly. So what they were doing, the two girls were making their way towards the farm, where Francis's brothers were going to wait for them, so then they could take them the rest of the way, so they wouldn't be on their own.
Yeah.
They never arrived as expected. So they worked it out that it was only about 30 minutes it would have taken from the walk. So, and that's allowing for dawdling and gossiping and things like that. So they were expected about 9 p.m. And at 10 p.m. the boys went to look for Amy and Francis and walked the route that they had expected to follow, coming back at alternative that ran nearby. Mr. Collinson walked down in the other direction to see if the girls had diverted along the route near the Grange Manor, but no sighting of the girls were made. It was proposed that the girls had stayed over at their friend's house instead, which wasn't unheard of. The arrangements were made to recommence the search early in the morning, and the boys returned home to Skulls to appease their parents. So early the next morning, as the family gathered with the local neighbours to resume the search, Mrs. Collinson went out onto the land and at the rear boundary at its junction with the footpath found the two girls dead under a hedge. That's disgusting, isn't it? Do you want lots of details, or can I just skip some?
Well, I want to give all probably the details of how
what to
call it.
I don't want to give some stuff
give.
I don't want to say. Anyway, police were summoned immediately, and material were found and things like that. There was a partial boot print, and a woolen glove was recovered. I've just skipped some stuff because I don't want. Right, let me get the next piece of paper. The girls' friends who had attended the chapel rehearsal were interviewed, and one mentioned seeing Amy talking to a strange gentleman a few days before, while she sat on the boundary gate. A subsequent medical examination of the bodies showed that somebody had done something rather nasty to Amy. I'm going to bypass that. Christmas came and went, and it just seemed that the crime would go unsolved. As the new year approached in the afternoon of Sunday, December 29th, 2012, a local teenager named Facey Haig from Kilnest, a few miles away,
Haig.
worked on the trams.
There's Haig's at Romarsh.
yeah, that ran through Kimberworth happened to be chatting to a fairground labourer called Walter Sykes. Sykes was known to be a little on the slow side intellectually and somewhat vagrant by nature, often relying on the charity of others. Haig was surprised when Sykes, suddenly and without prompting, stated, "Your Bobby, policeman, is watching me for the Kimberworth Rotherham murder, and if he is watching me, he is watching the right one. But he cannot catch me as he is watching a man who's a sight sharper than himself." Sykes then prepared and made his way to Mexborough, some miles away, followed by Haig, who made a report to the police there. Sykes was arrested and confessed his role in the crime. His statement to the inspector claimed, "I may as well tell you the truth. It is the first time I have mentioned it to anybody." Asked what he meant, he replied, "That murder at Rotherham, I did it with a pocket knife. I was worse for drink at the time. I sold the knife and I'm wearing the same clothing now, except the trousers which are worn. I slept out that night." Now, there was no traces of blood found on Sykes' clothing.
Yeah. I also read it, there was no traces of blood on the penknife as well.
No. Dr. Dean, Professor of Microbiology at the Sheffield University, confirmed that the penknife, which Sykes claimed he had used, was recovered and was clean. There was nothing on there. His trousers, which is much repaired by Sykes' employer's wife, Mrs. William Gedney, who had recently given him an old pair of similar ones for patching and repairs. They were recovered, and there were no traces on that there at all. Nothing, no evidence at all. And then he tried to change his story, but because he'd confessed, he ended up, and I'm skipping a little bit.
So he may not be the murderer.
No. He said that he claimed that he was in his room that night, even though he said that he'd slept out. His employer was unable to account for him. His attendance at work in the days leading up to the murder, however, did confirm that the day following the 16th of November, Sykes did turn in, but extremely late. So, where is it? Then, despite attempts to retract his confession, Sykes was remanded for trial at Lee's Assizes, where he was subsequently found guilty. And then on the 23rd of April 1913, he was hung by Thomas Pierpoint, assisted by Albert Lamb of Wakefield. And the last words he said was, "I'm sorry." So there's no evidence to say he did it.
Yeah.
Now, I did read in another article, locals did point the finger at the stepfather. Whether that's true or not, we don't know.
Yeah. So it's stepfather, the foster father.
Yes, yeah, foster fathers. Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah. And it is reported that Amy is sometimes seen around here on the footpath.
Right.
But we don't know.
Right. Well, what they call it,
I've had to skim read some of that because it's not nice.
yeah, well, I think that's the path that goes down to Hunger Hill Road down there where you can get on. But with what I read into it, I think he was a person who may have had some form of disability. Been a bit slow, may have probably got really bad autism or something like that.
Sykes, yeah, they've said that he was.
And he probably just, as a joke, confessed to it. You know what some people what to call it, thinking it's such a what to call it. Oh, I did it, blah blah blah. And
some people do things like that for attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this day and age, he wouldn't have been convicted.
No.
There's no evidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
None, even on what he said he used.
Yeah.
Without forensics we've got now, he wouldn't have even been. They'd have just told him to go home.
Yeah.
But fingers were pointing at that.
Well, in them days there were no such thing as DNA and things like that.
No.
You know what I mean? And in today's what they call it, if they did have a hanging today, it's very unlikely that it would have got hung because of him having a disability.
Well, yeah.
With the sounds of it, personally, I don't think that he did it.
I don't know.
I think,
Not with what he was saying and
yeah,
what the doctor said, they couldn't find anything.
yeah. Well, so I don't know why nobody in those days, somebody from a doctor or a psychiatrist or psychiatric thing would have.
It's costing confess.
I wonder if anybody tried to defend him, because
I mean, I bet Becky might be able to get some court records.
yeah.
You could ask
But-
if Becky could get some more details.
But what I call it, I think because he had a disability, they wanted somebody to blame
to blame, and that was it.
and get it
he
and get it
confessed.
over done with. Because in
Yeah.
them days, they just like to get it over and done with, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, railroaded him.
Yeah, and probably encouraged him to say that he did it as well, even though he did say that he did it.
But, yeah.
But antagonised him a little bit more to say, yeah, you did. Come on, you did it. Come on. You know what I
Helped
mean?
him along with it.
Yeah, helped him along. A lot in those days did
They would
happen
have
like that.
There's a lot of people though that's happened to.
Yeah, well, even into today's world,
Yeah, even today.
people who, before DNA and all that came out, the police in most countries, especially in America and in England, the police lied a lot. It's like the Yorkshire Ripper. I'm a bit on the fence about the Yorkshire Ripper with, what's his name?
Peter Sutcliffe.
Peter Sutcliffe. I'm not too sure. Was he? I don't know. I don't know. It's what they call it. For a few years, they tried searching for him, and then one particular night, 2 brand new officers from Sheffield go out and catch him.
Yeah.
You know, that to me is a bit what they call it as well.
A bit weird, isn't it?
I'm not saying I could be wrong, but it just seems very, what they call it, that 2 brand new officers have gone out on the beat. I think it was 2 or was it 1, I'm not too sure, and caught Peter Sutcliffe. That's
Tony Becky.
that's the thing. I don't know. Yeah. To me, it sounds a bit suspicious with regards to it. You know what I mean? I mean, back then they didn't have DNA and all that. Maybe, well, they probably would have done it years later when DNA came out and testing and all that. They would have kept the clothing and other stuff. I don't know, but I've always quizzed that with regarding what do you call it. But back in them days, before all this came out with DNA and forensics and stuff,
So a lot of
people got accused for things that they didn't do. So there you go. So hopefully we might catch something.
Yeah, hopefully. But like I said, it would a bit odd that we were just doing that and it was still,
Yeah.
and it just whoosh, the wind just whipped up like that. I know it's coincident, you know, it probably it's weather in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just really
Well, it ain't been windy at all, has it?
no, nothing. We've been sat there and we were just like asking out, and then I says, do you know what? I'll film. I'll get camera on and go, and we just repeated what we just said, and it just said whoosh, and wind just picked up like that,
Right.
randomly.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
It's really, really weird.
Oh, let me
I
stand
mean,
up.
it's wind in it. I mean, it's weather in it.
Well,
But it
yeah, I
was
don't
so
think it's weather because it's calm.
So
Yeah,
coincident.
there's a slight breeze, you can see it in the trees,
Yeah,
but
but when we were up there initially, there was nothing.
yeah.
Nothing whatsoever. It was just so calm.
Oops.
Steady.
So remember, just have a look. I think this is the path that goes down to Unger Hill Road. Do you want to?
Amy's the one that's, they reckon that's
Right. So it's Amy. What's your girl's name?
Francis.
Francis. So Han, Francis and Amy, that's who we need to look out for tonight.
7, I think, and Amy was 10.
Yeah.
And all we were doing was rehearsing for Christmas.
Went to rehearse Christmas play. So this is where the murder was supposed to take place, behind Hunger Hill Road, between the path that goes into Barker's Park, isn't it?
Barker's.
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 Yeah, Barker's Park, not Bragdon Park, which is Bottom Kimble Park, Bottom Kimble. Near Fenton Garage. We need this what do you call it, which is, see, it could have happened on that path here.
Well, over this route anyway.
Yeah, it's
We're in
round
the
here
area.
anyway,
We're in
so
the right area.
it's within this area that the crime took place.
I mean, I know some people might think it's inappropriate,
Yeah,
but we're all parents, grandparents,
yeah,
and when we do this,
Mhm.
it's because we're concerned for that spirit, not because if there's anything that they can tell us, and if they can get a story out and ease themselves,
yeah.
we might be able to move on. That's what I like to
That's
think.
it. Well, probably if we can make contact with the girls, they may be able to move on. But I think other people have been down here as well. So
I mean, the thing is, you see, what we ask, the questions we ask is, are you okay? Do you need anything?
yeah,
Can we help you? Do you want to talk?
yeah.
We don't, you know.
So this is supposed to be round this bit. I don't know if it's round this bit or a bit further on. But we're in the vicinity of where must be a little bit further on. I'm not too sure, Diane. Where the what do you call it? It's supposed to. Well,
Did you send us a story from here?
no, not another story as such. That's just the only story. Now, the story that I've heard that this incident happened in the Three Corner Woods, which is across the road of Oaks Lane, on the corner of New Wortley Road, and what they call it, that they found this guy who is Walter Sykes. Did you say?
Yeah.
Supposed to be Walter Sykes, and they supposed to have the story that I've heard, but where the Chislett youth club is, they supposed to have hung him there. Well, before the Chislett was built, and the villages around Kimberport, well, would Kimberport be around then? I can't remember. Yeah, it probably would have done, but it would have been a lot more smaller. It would have been Kimberworth. And the story, and the story, and the story, and the story. I think this is the path, Diane, that goes down to Hill Road. So the story that I've heard is that it took place in Scoleswood. No, it's not. And it happened. It's supposed to have happened in Three Corner Woods, on where Oaks Lane is, and then they caught him. They supposed to took him where the Chislett stands now, and the village hung him there without a trial.
Well, there's evidence.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there's always conflicting stories, isn't there, with regards to it.
the court and the evidence of eyewitnesses at the time rather than hearsay with other people.
Yeah, I mean, everybody makes up a little bit of stories as it goes along with things.
Here it says he went to Leeds.
Right.
With dates and everything, and it's good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It is, but there's the paths over there. So this is like I said, everybody, this is my first time in these woods behind Barker's Park. But I usually go into the Three Corner Woods, which we've done there. You can see some videos on YouTube of us being at Barker's Park, and also I did some pictures. I took some random pictures and I got a dark figure with Shadow Man of a man stood next to me, which I never saw. Anyway, this part of the video is going to go, everybody, so we'll speak to you soon. Which bend, will it? Round this bend?
Yeah, about here somewhere, wasn't it?
No, straight on.
What's that noise?
There, straight on Martin.
Like a...
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, Alan.
Oh, is it Karen?
What?
Go in.
Yeah, it's me, it's me.
Yeah, someone down here.
Yes,
Sorry, buddy, yeah.
Marie.
Bump it down.
What, this is where Chris saw the girl's legs?
Yeah, round the bend to the left.
Okay, right, a couple of our members came walking through here earlier on, and Chris said that he saw 2 legs of like a young girl, and they looked very pale, he said. So, not too sure. I wasn't here when Chris saw the. Did anybody else see the legs?
No, we were pretty far behind. But I was.
What's that there? A square thing.
I've got a picture of that, it's got a face on it.
Oh, it's tree trunk.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it, but looks like it's got a face on it.
Let me just get my breath back.
Alright.
There's 2 head jobs up this path or the what? Anybody wants to
I'm just going to go up, just a little further up.
Yeah, but you see, legs.
So like I was saying, they were walking through here earlier on, and Chris said that he thought he saw the legs of a young girl. He said it was pale. And also when Diane was sitting up down where at base camp, he said that Diane said that she was asking out, and a big gush of wind came around her. So there you go. Okay, there's a building here. Oh no, it's a fence. So it's to somebody's house with the looks of it. Oh, excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat. So yeah, I've lived up here. I've lived up here 22 years. I'm from Fort Pesley Way, so I'm not too far from here. And it's the first time I've been in this part of the woods behind Barker's Park. There's houses up there. Yeah. So we need to go a bit further back in here, don't we? Bird, owl,
That's fine. Yeah.
Mr. Howl,
Oh, animal.
animal.
Just said animal.
Did it?
Yeah, an owl.
Has it just said animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what it an owl or?
Yeah, an owl.
He just said animal as soon as it heard that.
Did it?
Yeah,
Have you got it? Have you got it on there? Can we see it?
it's the last word that's come up.
Can you see the words?
Yeah.
Martin with the
And the save, it saves as well, look, it's there.
Last word is
Animal.
animal.
All right.
And he
that's-
said something about a man here.
Yeah.
So we'll just
A
ask
man
him-
here, it said, then it
yeah, we'll
said
just ask him
Betsy.
if this is where they met the man.
And then it said animal.
Did you hear the owl? Can you say owl? Can you say owl?
Edna.
Edna. Edna the owl.
Edna the owl.
Yeah.
I didn't answer
Yeah, the
Edna.
mushrooms were the next one along.
A what? Barley water somewhere.
That's quite good that we were hearing that owl and it coming out with animal.
Yeah.
What else did it come out with?
But it like come out with things when Nina turned up, didn't it?
Down, Katie, Kevin, recording, slow, absolutely important. Money. Ah, Fabio, you asked what do you call it?
Yeah, if it were your money.
If my wife is with me for my money or
Be good luck.
And it says haunt.
Well, me
There is loads more. There's list goes on.
yeah,
They'll be in folder now.
Activity.
activity.
What
Do you want to come out and show yourself? Because I know my son saw you earlier. We're not going to harm you.
Is Amy or Francis here? Would you like to come and speak to one of us?
Is my blood still on there? From
Yeah.
From my blood.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
From what I did.
Thompson. Like a surname Thompson.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
From what I did.
Thompson. Like a surname Thompson.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
From what I did.
Thompson. Like a surname Thompson.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
From what I did.
Thompson. Like a surname Thompson.
Oh, I don't know. Surnames.
It was Nicholson, I think.
More respectful.
Thank you. Yeah, Nicholson. The man that's supposed to committed the crime was called Sykes.
Right.
I think one of them was called Nicholson. I think it was Francis Nicholson. I forgot what Amy were called now. Do we have a Amy here? And do we have a Francis Nicholson here? Can you come and say hello to us? Can you speak in the devices that we've got? None of these devices will hurt you in any way. We're only here to communicate. We're here to help you, Amy and Francis. We want to prove that you're still here with us. Are you wandering these woods? I,
13.
what was that, 13?
13.
I live in the area. I live 2 minutes away from here. I live in Fort Pesley. Is there somebody talking?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear.
It's over here, I think. Over this side.
So I'm from the village here. I think at one time this was all part of Fort Pesley. Can you come and say hello to us? We're all
Thomas.
Thomas.
We're all here to talk to you. We're not here to harm you. We're here as friends. My name's Martin.
I'm Karen.
I'm Angie.
I'm Fabia.
Something just caught my hair.
Oh,
I felt like, you know, a thread of my hair.
yeah.
Shall we put some devices down?
What?
Shall we put some devices down? Shall we put that REM pod down?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
got REM pod? Amy or Francis?
Forest.
Yes, we're in the forest.
Yeah, they would have known it more like a forest, wouldn't
Yeah.
they? Woods forest. Can you come and touch that device, Amy or Francis, that's on the ground? It won't hurt you in any way. It will, if you touch it, it will light up red. Light up pretty colours. Is that okay too? Oh, you've got them. Oh, could you come and touch that device, what Fabia's got? It's called a K2 meter, it lights up pretty colours as well. Can you come and show us a sign that you're here?
Tall.
No.
Tall.
Tall. Who's tall?
Well, you are, Andy is. The trees are tall.
John's tall. I think John's taller
Yeah.
than me.
Only a midget. I'm not very tall, I'm about 5'4", 5'5", I think.
Can you come and talk to us? Maybe you want the males to move away, so you can talk to the ladies.
Ethel.
Ethel. So you can talk to the girls. Would you want the men to walk away? If you do, can you touch that device? What's been placed on the ground? Maybe you don't touch. Sorry, you don't trust men. It's no good when your teeth are missing. I can't wait to get the new ones on Tuesday.
Not long.
I've got my front teeth missing, everybody. The girls have been kissing me too much and lost
Wait
them.
up there, look.
Somebody's
What?
walking down here.
John's touch.
No, there's
No,
somebody
somebody's
walking.
coming down.
Could be Becky or...
Mick.
Mick.
Mick goes Mick.
One of our members called Chris said he saw your legs. Saw somebody's legs. Looked like a young girl's legs. Can you come and show yourself? He said he saw legs in the trees running away. Can you come and show us a sign that you're here? We've got two more people here. We got
Paranormal.
Paranormal.
we got Becky and Tony here now. Does he smell nice? Can I have a sniff of you, Andy?
Oh my God. You're a strange guy.
Well, Fabia's sniffing him.
Well, she's got every right to.
I'll sniff you if you want, Karen, as well. I'll sniff everybody.
I don't know, it's like a sensory
Wonderful.
thing. It's
No, he's not
comforting,
wonderful,
his
he's weird.
smell.
All right.
Just links.
No, it's not even that, it's just your smell, your skin, you.
Don't smell Martin.
Oh, Andy. Come to me.
Something wrong with you, Martin.
I know. If I were normal,
Too much fresh air.
I won't be doing this. Stood in the woods, calling out, see if there's anybody there. If I were normal, I'd be at home, sat watching television.
No, they're just boring.
I wouldn't be hard to be sat there in all kinds of weather.
It's awesome.
Would you like the males to move away, the men to move away, so you could talk to the girls?
Surprise.
Surprise what we're going to get.
Could you touch that black box, that black
Box and surprise us.
Yeah.
object on the ground? If you
Look at
touch it, the men will walk away, so you can talk to the women.
If you walk away, you can't film it.
Okay, I'll keep one of you. Can you do that for us? We promise you, if you want us to walk away, the men, we will do that. If you have a fear of men. Does anybody else want to ask a woman?
Would you just like us women to be here with you?
Battle.
Battle.
Are you even still here? Fudge.
I heard that.
Yeah, probably a bird in trees.
You heard it were over there, wasn't it?
When it said animal,
Mm.
wasn't it?
Actually, she's in front of us in the woods.
Yeah, we heard an owl, and then it just straight after it went animal.
Yeah. Look at Rachel, weren't it that?
We go-
Ralph.
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 I know a Ralph.
I know a movie called King Ralph.
I was just thinking that. How weird's that?
Yeah, where you see the end bit where he becomes king, and it was filmed in Priber, more parts of it.
I thought it was filmed in America, to be honest.
No, well, parts of the beginning were filmed in America, and then the rest of it was filmed in Priber and
Right.
other parts. You on about the one with Dan Aykroyd, the actor? He's not Dan Aykroyd. What's his name?
Clark.
No,
Clark.
the one Artem Roseanne. What's his name?
Big guy.
Dan.
He played, was it Flintstone?
Yeah, played in Flintstones as well. His name's Dan Summit, isn't it?
If you're not going to communicate, we're going to leave. All you have to do is touch that there and send it off.
If you don't want to touch the machines, just give us a clear sign that you're here.
Or maybe you could push one of the girls.
Aye.
One at men. Viking.
Yeah, we did a bit of that to get here.
Yeah. Martin's a Viking.
Oh, is it Viking?
Viking, yeah, not biking.
Did you hear a girl's?
I heard something.
Oh, it's a dog.
It's a dog, that. Sweating.
Are you what?
I'm warm, yeah.
I am.
Have I got the
I was cold up there, I'm bloody warm here.
I've got headache right at the back of my head there. That's it.
That swings there, isn't it?
Swing.
You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Swing.
Swing.
Tarzan.
Or is it an hanging boot? An hanging
Joe jacket.
a bit high up for a kid to cause him swinging it.
He snapped.
So I won't be able to read it. Look at that viewing distance.
Eh?
Yeah.
Swing on it, Andy.
Yeah, it's Sheffield.
Not so flat.
Winker. That's Winkerbank.
That
Oh, yeah.
measure wall.
Well,
Said Kevin before.
it's Winkerbank and
Second time it said Kevin.
top of that hill.
Who's Kevin? Was that the guy that hurt you?
No.
Oh, we can see. Ah.
Is it working?
The person that hurt you, Francis and Amy, was that the correct person? If it was a yes, can you touch that machine on the floor? What did that say?
Yes, over here.
What's over here?
Over there where Andy's just been.
Uh-uh.
So, was it over here that you was hurt? I can't remember his name now.
No, it's down there, but
Was it William or Walter?
You are?
it's not just down there, but somebody.
If it wasn't him who did it, can you light that machine on the ground? Do you know who hurt you? Do you know who took your life, Amy and Francis? Can you touch that machine? Hopefully we can help you.
Were they brought here after they were killed? Oh.
What's she drop?
Chocolate.
Your chocolate.
As I said, 5-second rule, but it's lucky.
Hurting.
Oh.
Hurting. Who hurt you?
You letting us know who hurt you?
up that path.
We ain't got a clue where it was. It was somewhere in here, according to some historian.
Where did Chris see those legs disappear?
A bit further down.
They saw it close to edge and then it like ran off. They thought it went up there, but we walked right up there and we couldn't see it.
Right.
Shall we walk back down?
Heaven.
Jackie, we're going back down. No, it's,
Is it working?
It was.
no, what's happening. Alright,
Alright.
you look very nice with your hair.
Thank you very much.
Very good. You look very lovely with your bald head.
Cheers.
Oh, might have to take those pictures when we get back.
Healthy?
No, I'm unhealthy, me.
Who's healthy? It's not me. Karen, go steady going down here. Yeah, go steady going down here, Karen.
Yeah. You see, Jackie? Fucking hell, I'm scared me to death. You know. What did it snow?
Yeah, I don't know if I can walk fast now. My legs are hurting because I've got these wellies are still toe capped. They've got some weight to them.
Try wearing my Docs, Martin.
Huh?
Doc Martin.
I watched that programme. Well, I used to. So Doc Martin. Hi there. Well, they still toe cap.
No, but the chunky ones.
Hey, you got chocolate? Hey,
I think I need chocolate.
I ain't got them.
I asked Jackie, but she dropped it.
She would have got some more. She hides it in the pocket.
You never said that, did you?
You could have known.
Should be psychic.
Have you used housing rods, Martin?
No?
They had water back there.
Did you? No, not used dowsing rods. So we've gone past that bit where Andy saw those, Chris saw those legs. It's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smells nice, chocolate.
No, what?
Smells nice. What flavour is it?
Sorry. What smells nice?
It's vape.
Oh, it's vape. Are we all sniffing tonight? We've done the jumper sniff. It's time to do the vape sniff. You would have thought, but there would have been a plaque in here or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or in Barker's Park itself, or for the two children.
Do you know where they're buried, Martin?
No, I don't know where they're buried. Probably locally. Maybe could be buried at Greesborough. No, I won't say Greesborough. Yeah, probably. I don't know, Greesborough, Kimberworth. If anyway, I probably would say they're either in Fort Pesley, probably graveyard, or they could be in St Thomas's at Kimberworth. Oh, sorry again. So I probably would say